have a financial strategy. So as you begin to grow, both in your career and in your finances, number one, you should have a financial strategy, right? Number two, you should have an investment strategy. You don't just invest money because your friends are investing. No. And number three, you should have how you're going to be benefiting. What is a dividend strategy? You should have these three strategies in your life if you are serious about financial progress. And why am I saying that these are very important strategies to have? There's a very old, concept which is called the concept of the sand and the block. Okay, now let me explain what this means to you. Sand and the block. People don't have financial strategy, they do this. A sand is the money that you make. That's what you call the sand. So people who have no financial strategy, what they do when they have sand, you know what happens? They blow it. When the wind comes, the sand will easily be blown away by the wind. So the wind will clear off the sand in your hands and in your possession. Do you know what? Because you have no financial strategy, you have no investment strategy. All right. And because you don't have these two strategies, there's no way you can have a dividend strategy. So what should you do? All right. This is where now the block comes in. When you have sand, can you convert this sand into a block? Right? Do you know why? Because when the wind comes, the block will not be shaken. The block will remain solid. So you only begin to blow your sand at the point where you've built a block. What that means, a block is going to contain what's my financial strategy when the money comes, right? Or where am I going to get the money? You should have a strategy of where you're going to get the money at your personal level. Where am I going to get the money? All right. And when the money comes, how am I going to invest the money? Am I going to put 10,000 kwacha into this particular business, 15,000 kwacha into my emergency fund, or into this compound interest account, or into this particular venture? What is my investment strategy? Do I invest 70% of my earnings, or do I invest 40% of my earnings, or do I invest 30% of my earnings? You should have a strategy. Then when you make the returns from your business, how do I benefit? How do I pay myself? Do I pay myself what remains after I've invested, or do I pay myself before I invest? So what's the percentage that you're going to be getting as your benefit? It's what I'm calling the dividend strategy. What you're trying to build is a solid block, a financial muscle that is so strong that when the wind comes, your sand will not be blown away. People don't have these three strategies at the sand. They have a lot of money in their hands, but every single time when the wind comes, that money is blown away. Now notice when you hold the sand, the block in your hand, okay, like this. Let's assume this is a block, right? When you hold the edge of the block, you can scratch it like that, all right? What will the block do? The block will give you sand, and that's the money you spend because you've built a strong financial block that even if you scratch it, some sand will fall off as you scratch the edges, and that's the money you're spending. The block still remains intact, which means you can now begin to scratch your block. You can buy cars, you can scratch your block, you can buy land, you can scratch your block, you can spoil yourself, all right? You can scratch your block, you can buy iPhones, Google Pixels, smartphones, Samsung, whatever it is, whatever expensive phone is, you're just scratching the edge of the block and sand is coming out. Sand is representing the money now that you're going to be spending because you have a financial block that is solid. Even if the wind comes, you won't be shaken. The wind in this context could represent problems. When problems comes, obligations comes, somebody falls sick, the person you love is admitted into the hospital, maybe you fall sick, you'll just be scratching the block and you handle all the medical bills are going to be settled from this block. You cannot have this financial block, right? You cannot have it if you have no financial strategy. You must have the financial strategy, like I said earlier. a course of action that gives you an advantage financially. When it comes to investment, have an investment strategy, a course of action that gives you an advantage investment-wise. How do I invest my money? That is very important. People who have no investment strategy, what they do when they hear someone says, no, I'm going to buy fish. Fish has money. They go and buy fish. The sand is being blown away by the wind. You know what? They have money. I think there's business in Yango, in healing business. They go and buy a car, they put it as a taxi. The sand is being blown away. They don't have a block. All right. No, there's money in Salaula. They go and buy, they invest. There's money in this. So they have no investment strategy. They don't even know how much to invest. They don't know how much to save. They don't know how much to borrow. They don't know. So financial strategy means how much of my money am I going to use if I'm going to make an investment? And how much of other people's money am I going to be using for? You have a financial strategy. And that, my friends, is very important for progress. So at a personal level, as a business owner, you must have these financial strategies, investment strategies, and dividend strategies. Now, this is the most crucial part, dividend, how you pay yourself. As your business begins to grow, like you're going to see in my book, I said something that as your business begins to grow, you are going to be exposed to monies you've never seen in your life. And that could blow your mind. All right. And that's where most people and SMEs, business owners, begin to lose it. They now begin to blow the sand before it becomes a block. And before you know it, people want so much money, they are back to square one, they are broke, and they are calling you, they are stressed. You know why? Because they paid themselves so much that the sand never got to be molded into a block. So when you have sand, can you mold that sand into a block? That's what smart business owners do. And that's what a smart financial person, financial manager, CFO is going to be able to do, to build a financial block for your business, but also for your personal life. So that when the wind comes, your block will not be shaken. And it's a Bible principle that a house built on solid foundation shall not be shaken. Foundation is everything. So I hope that this helps to see the importance of having these strategies in your financial life. Anything else? Yes, there's something else. Something else I would like us to look at here is this one here. It is called the agency problem.